Gar! Greetings, I am Tad Larkin, the lore master of Manda-LORE, and today I'll be digging through the archives to bring you technical readouts and the history of the Eclipse-class Superstar Destroyer. The Eclipse-class Superstar Destroyer was manufactured by Kuat Drive Yards, and only 2 were ever produced. This truly titanic vessel was 17,500 meters long. That's about as long as 11 Imperial I class Star Destroyers laid end to end. To propel this behemoth, 7 massive engines were used, 3 of which were KDY Destroyer 1 ion engines, while the remaining 4 were Cygnus Spaceworks Gemon 4 ion engines, giving the Eclipse a maximum acceleration of 940 Gs. The Eclipse supported a Class 2 hyperdrive with a backup Class 6. Armament for the Eclipse consisted of 550 heavy laser cannons, 500 turbo lasers, 75 ion cannons, 100 tractor beam projectors, 10 gravity well projectors, and 1 axial super laser capable of taking out a superstar destroyer in a single shot. Crew requirements for this beast consisted of 708,470 personnel and 4,175 gunners, with a minimum crew of just 88,500, and could carry around 150,000 ground troops ready for immediate deployment. She had enough cargo hold space for 600,000 metric tons, and typically carried ground vehicles as well, including 100 AT-AT walkers. She could also carry enough consumables to last for 10 years before having to make port to resupply. Her fighter complement consisted of 600 TIE fighters and 96 TIE bombers, each divided into 58 squadrons, certainly a challenge for any opposing fleet. The keels for the Eclipse and her creatively named sister ship, the Eclipse II, were laid sometime around the Battle of Yavin, and while they were being constructed, an already constructed Eclipse prototype was still being tested. While the Eclipse prototype was later developed into the Tarkin superweapon, Eclipse underwent construction in the Kuat Drive Yards, while the Eclipse II was being built orbiting Biss. These massive ships took years to complete, and by 4 years after the Battle of Yavin, Eclipse I was around 70% complete, with a fully operational super laser. In the midst of the chaos surrounding the aftermath of the Battle of Endor, Crime Lord Tiber Zahn, leader of the Zahn Consortium, took advantage of the Empire's rapid deterioration and attacked the Kuat shipyards with the hopes of seizing the Eclipse to exploit sensitive information within her databanks. Upon exiting hyperspace in Kuat's gravity well, Zahn's fleet encountered a Rebel Alliance fleet already raiding the system, and Zahn was soon hailed by none other than General Han Solo. Zahn spun a tall tale about hearing of the Rebels' victory at Endor and wanting to lend his aid, and Solo, while not entirely convinced, took up Zahn on his offer, recruiting his help to destroy the Eclipse. Just as he predicted, Zahn double-crossed him and managed to get aboard the Eclipse, calling in more reinforcements. Meanwhile, the local defense fleet was mustered by Admiral Garn, whose flagship was the Executor-class Superstar Destroyer Annihilator, and a massive 3-way battle soon ensued. After the Annihilator was, well, for lack of a better term, annihilated, and General Solo was coaxed into withdrawing, Zahn and his new toy mopped up the remaining Imperials and Rebels with the Eclipse's super laser, winning the battle for the Consortium. Tiber Zahn saw no real need to keep the not-yet-completed warship, and after he swiped the data he was looking for, abandoned the Eclipse to float aimlessly in space. As far as the New Republic knew, the Eclipse was scavenged and scrapped for an exorbitant amount of credits. However, the truth was that Imperial forces eventually recovered the floating hulk, and it was completed at Biss alongside her sister ship. By 10 ABY, both ships were fully armed and operational, and the Eclipse served as the reborn Emperor Palpatine's flagship during his campaign to crush the New Republic. During the Battle of Pinnacle Base that same year, Palpatine conjured a massive force storm of dark side energy. However, it was disrupted by Luke Skywalker and Leia Organa Solo, destroying the Eclipse in the process. Now occupying a new clone body, Palpatine was ready to strike again at the New Republic, and the Eclipse II replaced the original Eclipse as his flagship. However, the Eclipse 2 could not escape the same fate as her sister ship, and over Onderon, while Palpatine was planetside, Lando Calrissian, Wedge Antilles, and R2-D2 led a strike team on board the Eclipse 2, overloading the ship's navicomputer, sending it careening into the Galaxy Gun, destroying both superweapons and the planet Biss simultaneously. This transmission was suggested by Brickcraft Productions. If you have any suggestions for future transmissions, don't be afraid to drop a comment. In the meantime, keep your comm channels open for future transmissions, and don't forget to subscribe. Tad Larkin, out.